Hi, and welcome to another episode of Reimagined Energy. Today's guest is Sadiq Pirani, who is an engineer and project management consultant. Sadiq has 25 plus years of work experience in providing safe, smart, and sustainability mobility solutions. Let's get started. Welcome, Sadiq. Thank you for joining me today.
Thank you very much, Maria, for having me today. I appreciate it.
That's great. So let's dive right on in. I've got a few questions already prepared, and I want to ask you, I'm just dying to jump in. And let's start from the basics. Like, give me a little bit of background of where you are coming from. Like, how did you get interested into this type of work?
That's a very interesting question. So basically, I am primarily a civil engineer. Like you understand, the major disciplines in engineering industry or in the engineering field. And so, you have mechanical engineers, you have electrical and computers and others. So I am a civil engineer by profession primarily. And then my specialization comes into traffic, transportation, and intelligent transportation systems, engineering. So that's like how I have got my experience and expertise. In terms of my background, I have worked for now 25 plus years in the industry, and I have worked on many all aspects of traffic, transportation, transit services, active transportation, you name it, whatever is associated with the mobility or transportation infrastructure. I've been involved in those projects from the very beginning, right after the school. This is where I am. I've been involved with private and public agencies. So I have experience of serving in different capacities on the both sides of the table, I would say, public agencies and private consulting engineering industry.
Well, tell me a little bit about, you mentioned this before, about safe, smart, sustainable mobility solutions. So for someone like me, briefly, what is that?
Okay. Thank you very much for asking. So when I say safe, smart, and sustainable mobility solutions, what I meant is that, it's a multimodal solution, and it involves all modes of transportation, not just the cars, but also bikes, buses, light rails, trains, subways, ferries, waterway, taxis. So all modes of transportation, and we talk about when we talk about safety aspect. So when we are under these solutions, what we do is we plan, we design, and we implement solutions for all road users of all ages. So we consider everyone when we are planning, when we are designing or implementing solutions. So nowadays, people do not rely on one mode of transportation for their daily commute, for their trips. If they are visitors. So basically, the idea is to make it more efficient, reliable, and convenient for all ages.
That's a really great idea because, but give us a little bit of reason why it's important to do this. Why should,
Sure.
Look at
Yeah, when we say safe, you understand, and everybody understand
Right.
that there is this, major safety aspect.
Right.
So we like to keep everyone safe. As you understand, the overall, if you look at annual, fatality and injury, numbers in the statistics, we see a lot of traffic crashes and accidents, and there are fatalities and injuries involved, and those numbers are all the time, like on an annual basis, they are not significantly lowering, they are not decreasing, they are going up. So basically, the idea is to how to make the entire transportation infrastructure and the mobility aspects safe for everyone. So we do a lot of analysis, and we do all based on those analysis, we do design and then implement those solutions. When we call smart, what we mean is that we use the technology applications. So we use the technological aspects of those solutions which are available in our industry, or that complements the overall transportation or traffic operations and management aspects of it. When we talk about sustainability, what we mean is that we encourage nowadays, and for last I would say over 10-20 years, our industry experts are basically encouraging to use other modes of transportations other than cars, which are mainly the source of mobility for majority of the people. But what we are doing with our plans and with our designs, we are encouraging all ages people to use sustainable mobility solutions. And what I mean is use other modes like walking, like bicycling, like using transit.
Right.
Because it's good for for your health, like it keeps you healthy.
Yeah.
So when we talk about walking and cycling, we also call it healthy transportation or active transportation.
Right.
And when it comes to transit services, we call it sustainable solution, an aspect of it, because you are not contributing to polluting the environment, and you are also saving energy,
right,
when it comes to gas and other sources of engine combustibility.
Well, it's interesting you bring that up, Sadiq, because what's always on drivers' minds these days is how to avoid sitting in traffic, and especially idling. Like gas prices are high. So how does good planning help reduce this?
Yes. So basically, again, when we talk about these, multimodal solutions, what we mean is, and I can explain you with an example for yourself, for your audience and general public, is that when we say that don't use your car, we don't mean that don't use your car at all. What we mean is that whenever it is possible, use other modes of transportation. So, for example, if you are making a short trip, which is within, say, 3 to 5 kilometers, we encourage people to use other modes other than cars. If possible, like, for example, if you are using a vehicle just for your daily commute, why not use public transit if it is available for you? Instead of driving your car and then, parking it somewhere where it is sitting for 7, 8, 9 hours. So there is no use of it. And then, it also cost not just the city or the public agency, but for the entire community, having such facilities and spaces available for parking. So basically, if you are using transit, you are not only saving energy, but you are also contributing in terms of making your community safe, and sustainable.
Right.
So that those are the aspects. And again, when it comes to biking or walking, as you understand, school children or youth who are college, university students, we encourage them, if possible, if it is like if you are closer to your institutions, why not use bikes, or why not walk to your school? And there are, as you understand, many programs which address safe walk to school or safe bike to school programs. So we basically support them, we basically encourage them, and we also work on it as a mobility solution experts to develop and design such infrastructure which is friendly for all of them.
When you're doing your analysis and you're doing your homework, doing your research, how is traffic data monitored, to make transportation systems intelligent, let's say, to make them smarter?
Correct. So this is, again, very good question. And again, for your audience's understanding, what we do is when we say that we are collecting data or we are monitoring, a road segment or the entire network, what we meant is that we are looking into, what are the deficiencies. And in terms of data collection, as you understand, the population increases, in any jurisdiction. So you need to address these concerns. More cars are coming on the road, more bikes coming on the road, or, more public transit service is needed. So all these solutions are based on those traffic data, those information. So we collect those information, we monitor the situation, and how the operation is going on, and based on that, we make analysis using those data with the relative software or other programs, and then we come up with the solutions to improve the efficiency, to convenience, the safety, all aspects of it.
Yep.
And that helps any public agency to address those concerns and make it more convenient and more usable for general public.
When there is a bunch of red lights and they're all in a row, you're sitting and you can see them all ahead, in your mind, is that bad luck, or is it bad design? Like, what do you think?
No, I understand what you're asking.
Or the green light situation.
Yes, believe me, when I tell somebody that I do traffic engineering, or I do traffic light design and stuff, people always bring their complaints about traffic lights.
You're that guy.
So that it's a very usual for me, to get all these kinds of questions. So basically, what happens is that if you look at the entire, as a common person, if you're looking at a corridor, transportation corridor, or a roadway segment, and you have a number of lights along that corridor, what happens is that we do design their control timings. Traffic lights are controlled by controllers, and we basically design the traffic signal timings.
It's like a sensor of sorts.
Exactly. So we have sensors on the road. It can be intrusive, like loops under the pavement, or non-intrusive with the detection system mounted on the pole or traffic light pole, something like that, or CCTV cameras. So we have number of technology equipments that we can use to get that kind of information, and then we, as I said, we design those traffic signal timings. And when it comes to corridors, we have now technology that you can link up or integrate number of traffic signal controllers so that you don't get those red lights on your way. And it is designed based on the safe speed limits. So if you are driving on a safe speed limit along that corridor, it will give you all the green signals most of the time, unless you have a significant amount of traffic on the crossing streets as well. Then it becomes quite complicated, and then you also need to factor in pedestrians and cyclists. So you need to give them time as well.
Exactly.
To cross the intersections.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Now, I hear this term used a lot, and what is advanced public transit? What's a public transit system? And that's like, I hear BRT and LRT systems. Like, what are those?
Okay. So in terms of advanced public transit system, or we call it in short, APTS.
Okay.
It's basically a combination of upgraded transit services coupled with technology applications. So when you say BRT, which is bus rapid transit,
okay,
or LRT, which is light rail transit, basically these systems are an elevated transit system services, as compared to a conventional bus services. So, for example, if you see a bus service along one corridor, and it serves a section of the road or a community, it doesn't have all the latest technological advanced applications. What I meant with this is that nowadays, when we call BRT is kind of an express service, so it suits commuters, and it is more reliable, it is more efficient, it is more convenient. So, for example, like if somebody is using BRT or LRT system, and they have long commute, for example, in those vehicles, either the buses or the light rails, you have Wi-Fi system, you have CCTV cameras installed for surveillance. Again, those are for the public safety.
They're like advanced, public.
Yes.
Okay.
And then you also have, real-time travel information, and you get information about when is the next bus or next rail will come, so that you can catch it, at your convenience. So all these, advanced technological applications comes with those systems. So that makes it like, the advanced public transit. So
that's what that is. And I'm going to throw you for a loop here and ask you, does it make a difference whether something is electric or like what's fueling these advanced public transit systems? Like whether it's diesel or gas or electric, does it make a difference?
Right. So, as most of the time, all these motorized vehicles, whether it is car or bus or any other vehicle, we used to use gas or diesel. These are the sources of energy. But nowadays, as you see that we are seeing electric cars. We are also now seeing more and more electric buses. And we are also going towards electric light rails. So all these these are advancements, technology advancements and improvements in the overall transportation infrastructure, or the vehicle or the equipment that we use. So basically, they are all again good for the environment. So basically, The idea is that if you are using the alternative fuel energy, which is electric these days, you can, again, in terms of decreasing the greenhouse gases emissions, and then you are basically upgrading the community, the city, or the province, or the country, in terms of energy efficiency, and it is also giving you positive environmental results as well.
It certainly is. And then on that note, what are some of the things that, the everyday person, what can we do to support smart and sustainable transportation? What are your thoughts on that?
Right. So basically what we do is, in terms of, we are, as a, I would say, transportation engineer, or smart mobility solution expert, we look into, innovative designs and how it can help the general public. And what we do is basically we look for those solutions for public, so that not only that we discourage basically people to use only one mode of transportation, and I'm talking about cars only. And instead of that, we encourage them to use public transit, active transportation. So there are many things that we do, and many infrastructure that we develop, as an industry, that can help the general public to use other modes of transportation. And what it does, it creates a safe community. It creates a smart and sustainable community. So it's a win-win situation for all of us, that, we not only are utilizing our existing infrastructure for all these growths, and we are optimizing, their uses, and we are basically saving a lot of time, lot of money, because we are not expanding, we are not adding highway lanes.
Right.
We are not adding additional traffic signals along the corridor. So it helps you on the long run. So that basically, when it comes to public, they need to understand that if they would adopt these strategies, which are multimodal, and nowadays lots of people do that. It's
do.
not that you and I are not relying just on one mode of transportation these days.
No. Yeah.
So that's the benefit, and that's where we like to see people going. One other thing that I like to add very quickly is that young people, Generation Z or Z, they prefer not to drive. They prefer not to get their driving license. They prefer to use transit. They prefer to use bicycles,
right?
Which is good.
Yes.
So and that's why we are evolving as well. In terms of designing and managing and operating such systems to address their needs.
That's great, because I was talking to a friend the other day who she drives her car, parks her car in a parking area. Then she gets her bike out of her bike rack and she bikes the rest of the way to work. She doesn't have to worry about parking or anything like that. She gets her fitness routine in. So she's using two modes of transportation to get to work every day. I think that's really clever.
Exactly. And I can also give you a little example that I have implemented, in my workplace when I was working in the public sector.
Okay.
So I was working with the county, and where I have introduced a bike share program. So what was that is that, yes, I understand that, if you are, commuting a long commute, you're coming from far away, you need to drive if the public transit is not available or is not sufficient. I totally understand. But if if that is the case, and you are now at your workplace, what I introduced is a bike share program that, for example, if you need to go for shorter trips, like say during your lunch hour, you need to grab a sandwich, or you want to go and get your prescriptions, or from the pharmacy, or for example, if you need to go during your work hours for a meeting, to attend a meeting, and it is so close, like within say 2-3 kilometers, you can easily bike to those places instead of taking your car. So basically, you are we introduced that program to encourage people to use more and more bikes and be active. What it did, as a positive result, is that more and more people got involved into this, like the county staff members. And not only that, they also considered, purchasing bikes for themselves, because they enjoyed those rides. So that's basically, what we do.
That's a nice example. I really appreciate you joining me today. Thanks for sharing, all the great work that you do. And I never would have thought that so much thinking goes into, transportation systems and infrastructure. So thanks for educating me on that. And I'd love to have you back soon to maybe we can talk about the other sectors as well. We talked a little bit about all three: smart, sustainable. What was the third one?
Safe, smart, and sustainable.
Sustainable, right. Maybe we can break each one of those down in a future podcast. That'd be fun.
Yes, and as I said, we can also, specifically look into these, all these different modes of transportation as well.
Right.
Because there are many aspects that we have not touched upon, and I would love to, provide you some of the information to share, not only with you, but also with your audience and general public.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to chat with me today. We'll see you again.
Thank you so much, Maria. I really appreciate it. Have a good day.
You too.
Thank you.
So what'd you think? I thought it was amazing and really educational how there's so much thinking and scientific data that is researched and that goes into our transportation systems to make it more efficient and make it smarter and safer for us all. I'd love to have him back on some future episodes, and I hope that you agree too. This episode was sponsored by the Smart Energy Conference. It's an annual conference that takes place in Halifax, Nova Scotia every year. It's Canada's clean technology event, and registration will be opening up coming soon for 2023 or 24. What year is this? I don't know. Anyways, make sure you register. But also make sure that you share this podcast with your friends. It was really great to have you today, and thanks for listening along. Bye for now.